As you have continued to use the Constitution as a prop, as I have warned you, your time is forfeit.
When corrupt officials have unlimited authority, they make decisions that tarnish the Constitution and only end up making a joke out of themselves. Today we will be discussing cases in which dirty officers and public servants destroyed their careers in seconds. On November 25th, 2024, Attorney Joe Bassoff was addressing the council members during a public meeting when the council president made a shocking move.
The U.S. Constitution gives the public the right to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Every member of the council took a solemn oath to uphold the Constitution. I'm holding up a copy of the Constitution to remind you of that oath.
President Nitish Patel felt that displaying the Constitution was wrong, and if you think this was bad, wait till you see what he does next.
I have to ask the police to remove you. I'm sorry.
If you're going to continue interfering with the decorum of the meeting, then you should be removed.
Wait, Council President.
I'm trying to continue a statement that I have a lawful and constitutional right to make.
Officer.
Council President. We have not
You
passed
took
the ordinance yet.
an oath to the U.S. Constitution, which
You are
includes
not
a
recognized.
right of free
You are.
speech.
He is in violation. He can be removed. Thank you. He is in violation. He can be removed. Thank you.
Break your oath to the Constitution. Excuse me, sir.
So we have not passed the ordinance yet.
Point of order.
Yes.
Okay.
Allow Councilman Brusher to address it.
My question was, since we didn't pass the ordinance, it's
Shame on
technically
you.
not a...
Imagine being removed from a town hall just to display the Constitution. The council members should be ashamed, and after the online protest, Nitish Patel apologized. However, his apology seemed insincere, so First Amendment auditor Sean Paul Reyes decided to confront him by taking the stage.
Changing how we normally do it, because normally they come up and speak. We answer their questions, and now you're changing
That's a good
it
man
again.
right there.
You're if you're going to do that, I'm going to say you're inconsistent and irresponsible and reckless, and that is what has led to this meeting.
Sir,
that was a statement. I asked you, I just said, if you're going to change the meeting format again over and over, you're irresponsible and reckless.
Yeah.
Moving on to Ben Frank. Name and
Moving on to
address.
Frank Frank.
Name and address.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sean Paul Reyes. I'm an independent journalist and constitutional activist. I came here today to speak directly to Mayor Sam Joshi. I see the mayor isn't here tonight, which is unfortunate. You think the so-called leader of the township would be here, but I guess he is hiding in shame. No worries, though. I will be sure to send in the link to this video.
Now, Sean was right on point, and he also directed his frustration towards Mayor Sam Joshi, who was accused of sexual assault and didn't even care to be present at the meeting.
So you can take a look. So I was going to say some other things. I'll get to that. Your apology was really weak. You know, it wasn't a misunderstanding. You got called out by the mainstream media for violating the First Amendment, for being unpatriotic, from trying to control people. This has nothing to do with decorum. You see all these people here today with their flags. Decorum has not been interrupted in any single way. You wanted to control, all of you want to control, most of you wanted to control what we the people do while we're standing at the podium, because it's about control, it's about power. Nothing to do with a misunderstanding, props, or anything else. What if I had a Bible in my hand? What if I had a cross in my hand?
It is great to see people still caring about the First Amendment, and it turns out they didn't only ban the Constitution, but they also banned the American flag.
So we'll let the courts decide with that. But again, I thought your apology was lackluster, to say the least. I've seen a lot of tyranny and corruption, but to ban the U.S. flag and Constitution is something I've never seen or heard of before. This is why I decided to come here tonight from Long Island, New York, and show my big, beautiful American flag. And I was told by somebody in the media that you didn't ban the flag, you just banned the waving of the flag. So I'll do that too, just in case. But you definitely walked everything back. What's going on here in Edison is completely pathetic and tyrannical. Makes complete sense though, seeing as your mayor, Sam Joshi, has been accused of pay-to-play corruption and sexual assault, which all of you have been made aware of and have done nothing about. My friend and fellow activist Leroy Truth is going to go into specifics on the assault allegations as he interviewed the victim of the mayor.
Sean proceeded to end his speech by uncovering more shocking facts about the corrupt mayor. He also took the president Nitish to the cleaners as he had nothing more to say.
That's how it started and what got the national media attention. But when independent journalists started to look closer, we found so much more. This is about ousting Mayor Sam Joshi, who is tyrannical, corrupt, and by all accounts a sexual deviant, which is why I will be supporting Councilman Richard Brescher for mayor. I have spoken to the councilman, and he has assured me that he will bring about positive change here in Edison. I look forward to him winning the election and evicting Sam Joshi. United, we the people are strong and will take back our government. Thank you for your time. Lackluster apology, do better. Thank you.
Next, activist and auditor Leroy Truth took the stand and delivered a powerful speech, this time targeting the mayor and highlighting how he had sexually assaulted a girl.
I'm Leroy Truth of Leroy Truth Investigations, and I encourage you to all subscribe to my channel, Leroy Truth Investigations, on YouTube and Facebook. Now, first of all, we're here because of this man right here, and Christo. He has been relentlessly speaking truth to corruption. So I want to acknowledge you, and that's why I'm here. That's why Long Island Audit is here, and that's why everyone is here. Thank you for what you do. Now, the flag is the least of your worries. It's the most vile thing a man can do to a woman. I am here because a woman came forward to me. She came forward to me and she had a story. I'm going to read you her story. I interviewed her yesterday along with the extraordinary Richard Brescher, councilman here, who I'm also supporting for mayor.
Leroy, deeply passionate about the issue and determined to bring justice to the victim, was ready to expose the corrupt mayor who had abused his authority.
This story is vile, and Sam Joshi, who is the coward as always, he doesn't come to these meetings, he is accused of anally raping a woman. He can't be in office for 1 second more, yet none of you, except Richard Brescher, has done an investigation as to what went on. This vile story begins during the COVID-19 lockdowns. A man in his mid-30s, the mayor of Edison, New Jersey, befriended a woman through Facebook who was 25 years his senior, old enough to be his mother. That man is called Mayor Sam Joshi. Over time, their conversations grew more frequent on Facebook, and he earned her trust. One day, Mayor Sam, during the middle of the pandemic, in the midst of the severe lockdowns, broke the law and invited the woman to his home. She declined, reminding him of the lockdowns and his responsibility as mayor to enforce them. He insisted, "It's okay. I'm the mayor."
Shockingly, Mayor Sam Joshi continues to stay in office despite this shocking claim against him. Keep watching as Leroy reveals the brutality behind it all.
Months later, he invited her again. By this point, she believed him to be a friend and had heard from others in Edison that he was gay, which is all good. Feeling no threat, she decided to accept his invitation into his home. When she arrived at his gated community condominium, Mayor Sam began making drinks for her. Different concoctions, one after another. Some tasted off. She didn't think much of it at first, but after several drinks, she began to feel extraordinarily ill. "Please don't let me die," she begged Mayor Sam Joshi. She was that ill. She was terrified. But instead of calling 911 or taking her to the emergency room, Mayor Sam Joshi did the unthinkable. As this woman lay on a bed trying to stop the room from spinning and from vomiting continuously, he raped her, according to this woman.
It's just shocking and sad to realize how this woman was sexually assaulted, and she couldn't even file a complaint due to the influential position of the mayor. This crooked system definitely needs some changing.
He treated her aggressively. This is your mayor that you love to take photo ops with and support. He annihilated her aggressively, she said, without her consent and with no regard for her or her condition. What kind of man does this, she thought? What kind of man raped a woman who is vomiting so violently she thinks she might die? But Governor Murphy loves Mayor Sam Joshi as well. After the assault, she expected him to show remorse, to apologize, but he did not. Determined to seek justice, she filed a police report. But instead of action, she faced a system designed to protect the powerful. And I'm ashamed of all the women on here who should absolutely have been protecting her if the men wouldn't. To the people of Edison, New Jersey and beyond, this woman's story demands action. Mayor Sam Joshi must be held accountable and must be investigated immediately upon the conclusion of this meeting. A woman who is incapacitated, vomiting, and begging for her life and for help isn't just criminal, It's the behavior of a sexual predator.
Eventually, Joe Bassoff attended the meeting and approached the president just a week after being removed from the building by the tyrant.
Address, and
Joel Bassoff, Edison.
you're recognized.
So, Mr. President, I personally know what it feels like to be expelled from the municipal building. On your orders, the police removed me from the podium twice, once for referring to a copy of the Constitution that I held up in my hand, and then referring to an American flag that I held in my hand. The second time, you had the police eject me from the chamber and ask me to leave the building. Nobody who was watching the meeting on Edison TV could see what was happening because someone ordered Edison TV not to show the podium anymore. You and the mayor don't want the viewing public to get a full picture of what happens here because you feel threatened by transparency.
Now, not only should President Nitish be ashamed of removing Joe from the building, but the police officers who followed this unlawful and unconstitutional order must also learn to stand against such action.
And by the way, now that I've called your attention to that flag, I hope we still have decorum in the room. Except if you do look at that flag, you're no longer focused on the speaker at the podium. So I'll hold up the flag to make it easier to get your attention. Well, here's what I'll do. I'm holding up a picture of the Great Seal of Edison, okay? It says, our motto, let there be light. That indicates that we're supposed to be enlightened here. We're supposed to shed light on things. And one of the ways of shedding light on things is broadcasting what happens at these meetings. If you don't broadcast the full extent of what goes on at this meeting, you're not letting there be light. You're casting a good portion of the township in darkness.
Bassoff made some powerful points, returning the favor to the tyrant president who had removed him earlier. Finally, before the meeting ended, the Patriots shared a beautiful moment to honor and cherish the Constitution.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming high, that our flag was still there. Oh, sing us that star-spangled banner then wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
While President Nitish was humbled and owned immediately, Mayor Sam Joshi remains untouched, and we can only hope that he gets tried for his horrible crime and that this poor woman gets the justice that she deserves. Now, moving on, we have a group of tyrants who had no clue about the First Amendment and were educated.
Private property.
That's private property. Come here.
You can't.
Come here, Sergeant.
You can't take a picture.
Come here, Sergeant. Come here.
Come here. I'm good.
What it says over here?
The outside, if you like.
What does it say?
In February of 2024, a First Amendment auditor was filming the streets when he came outside a police department and started filming some police cruisers that were parked outside of it.
Hey, what are you doing?
Who are you?
Huh?
Who are you?
I don't know. What are you doing?
You don't know who?
Are you taking close-up pictures of the inside of the car? You can't do that, okay?
Says who?
It says me.
Who are you?
I don't know.
Well then,
Hey, you
get
can't-
lost.
You cannot be taking pictures of the inside of these cars.
Watch me.
You cannot be taking pictures of the inside of the cars.
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
Who are you?
You come over here all big tough guy?
Hey, you can't be taking pictures inside the
Says
car.
who?
It says me. It's a police car, okay?
And you, who are
I'm
you?
a sergeant, okay? I'm a supervisor,
Yeah?
okay? Yeah.
And?
And you can't be here.
And
doing
you can
that.
get lost.
It doesn't work that way, my friend.
How does that work?
Hey,
The officers certainly had no clue about public photography, and their intimidation was about to get worse as they escalated the situation.
You're gonna get in my face like this?
Go find something else.
You think
to
you're
do.
gonna intimidate me?
Who's intimidating you, man?
Then what's the problem?
I don't know. I'm wondering what the problem is with you.
You came over here all tough guy.
I'm wondering what the problem is with you. Because
There was no problem. What am I doing?
You can't be taking pictures of the inside.
Says who?
Says me.
What law?
I don't know.
Exactly. So get lost, tough guy.
It doesn't work that way.
Well, how's it gonna work? Why don't you call your bobbies over here? Why don't you call your lieutenant?
No.
Other sergeants?
You show me out in front of the precinct with
Yeah.
taking some pictures of inside of the police station.
Dumb guy.
I'll take it.
What a dumb guy. Taking pictures of the inside of the vehicles that are public property. I'm on a public sidewalk taking pictures of everything that is open, visible from my eyes, okay? Which is First Amendment protected activity, and the tough guy shows up here and tells me I can't take pictures.
Seeing the auditor having more knowledge of the law than him, the sergeant proceeded to call for backup.
Taking pictures of the inside of the car is
Oh,
is that
you too? You want to get on my case too about taking pictures?
I'll be out at
Watson?
Dude.
And you?
Dude.
Words? Edwards?
Yes.
Something like that.
Okay. What are you doing taking pictures?
What am I doing taking pictures? What's the problem taking pictures?
Of the inside of the vehicles and the computer.
What law is that? What am I breaking?
I don't know. That's called private property. You can't.
That's private property? Come here.
You can't.
Come here, Sergeant.
You can't take a picture.
Come here, Sergeant. Come here.
Come here. I'm good.
What it says over here?
The outside, if you like.
What does it say?
I don't know.
What does it say?
Tell me.
You don't know how to read? Any of you guys know how to read?
What's your goal, sir? What do you need today?
I was minding my own business. This guy comes over here, gets in my face, and gives me unlawful directives.
It is shocking that cops are not aware of public property in 2024. You wonder where these tyrants are getting their training.
Sir, can you understand why we may be...
I don't need to understand anything.
Well, I'm going to explain why he was concerned.
Why?
So we could be concerned that somebody is targeting our police vehicles or is looking inside there to see confidential information on the screen or in other things.
Okay.
So this is a reasonable...
Whose responsibility to protect confidential information?
It is reasonable.
Whose responsibility?
It's reasonable
Great.
to ask.
Is it your responsibility to protect confidential information?
Sir.
Exactly. Exactly. So next time when a law-abiding citizen inspects his own property,
It's your property.
and you're my servant, that's my property. Everything that's on you, my property, except your personal effects. This building, my property. This vehicle, my property. You all, you, every one of you work for me. I tell you what to do. I tell you how to do it. I pay your wages.
Is that right?
That's right.
At this point, it was only the officer's stubborn egos preventing the individual from being released. The auditor was truly making a mockery of these cops.
So when you get on my case, being a law-abiding citizen, quiet. I'm not talking to you.
Okay.
Quiet. When I'm a law-abiding citizen and you get in my face and you start threatening me and you call your buddies out here, assuming that I'm a criminal because you intend to do something against me, guess what?
What are you going to do?
You're going to get a piece of my action.
What are you gonna do?
My freedom of speech.
Now you're
All of
committing
us
crime.
have a
Now
lot of
you're
things we
committing
need to
Get
do.
back to your job. I didn't call you.
Everywhere.
I didn't call you.
We're here until
Who called you?
are not here. So
Who
what's
called
going
you?
on? What do you want?
Who called you?
Your
Who called you?
situation, your scene, your level of engagement
Yeah?
is going to make the police be here. And I do think that's your goal. I
No.
literally think what you are doing is trying to create a scene to get police attention. to
Ask her.
record it on
Ask her.
camera,
I was walking
to
down. I
record it
was
on
walking
camera,
on the sidewalk.
and have this
I was
interaction
walking
be
on the
useful to
sidewalk
you
very
online,
quietly.
on a YouTube channel.
Whatever you think.
So whatever your
I
goals
don't care
are,
what you think.
I want you to know very clearly, sir.
Finally, after realizing that they were no match for the auditor, they decided to leave him alone as they headed back to the police station.
Here's how you can end this.
So I think that's
This
important.
is how you can end this.
What do you need?
Go back to your job and mind your own damn business.
You need to not point your camera inside of police vehicles and record information off of our computers.
According to whom?
Don't do it.
According to whom?
That's it.
According to whom?
Sir.
What law is that?
Okay.
What law is that? Give me an ORS code that tells me that I am not lawfully allowed to look at anything that my eyes can see on a public sidewalk.
Okay.
What law is that?
We are going to leave, and we understand that you are not going to point inside of cameras.
Unless
and
I'm
record
breaking
things
the
off
law,
computers.
you can take your orders
You stay
and
on
go to
public
hell
property.
with them.
You stay out of a roadway. You understand? You stay out of the roadway.
I'm protesting at this point, so I will stand wherever the hell I want.
Have a good day, sir.
Get lost. That's how you should have reacted in the first place.
The auditor continued recording for a few more minutes before calling it a day after teaching these tyrants a crucial lesson in law. Well, that brings us to the end of this video. Today we saw corrupt and clueless police officers held accountable for their actions. These officials ruin their careers in seconds and should be called out for it. We hope that justice catches up to them and they learn a thing or two about the law and the Constitution. If you agree with me, please support us by liking this video. Also, if you enjoyed this video, watch some of the most disturbing moments that have been caught on police body cam.
There is a child. He's bleeding all over the place.